get a chance. I get a chance. You get a chance.
Back up.
I get a chance. You get a chance. I get a chance.
Jacob have I loved. Jacob have I loved.
But Esau have I hated.
But Esau have I hated.
White people don't hate.
Esau have I hated.
White people don't hate.
Not the camera.
Shut up, man. You're the only one that is the
Esau
aggressive
said he
person.
hates you, man.
I don't want to hear nothing. What's your name?
And the people against.
What's your
And the
name?
people against.
No, put your name out there. Put your name out there. I'm trying to be peaceful.
Just beat it, man. Go up the block.
You guys don't want to be peaceful. See, and that's the difference. You don't want to be peaceful. You don't want to do it.
Think not that I have come to say peace on earth.
We're not dealing with peace no more. You had your chance.
No.
That's over with, man.
Huh?
You going down, you
what's
devil.
over with?
Read.
I came not to send peace, but a sword.
For the what?
For a sword.
For the white man?
For the sword.
A damn double-edged sword, man.
Nobody put hands on anybody else.
Exactly.
All right, you want to press charge?
Mine.
Nobody put hands on anybody else.
Exactly.
All right, you want to press charge?
Mine. Yeah, I'm getting all of it. I'm getting all of it. He said nothing happened. Now you hit him with the stick. Hashem, Yahushua.
Death to America.
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 All things theology, we chop it up properly without an apology. Gotta give doxology to God hollow, because this is how we do it at All Things Theology.
Before we play this video, because we're going to get right into some clips, give people a basic rundown of this group that we're going to be looking at video, because it's all from one group, Watchmen for Israel. Tell us a little bit about them, brother.
Well, as far as I know, they have a big following. I know in Detroit, they're pretty big out there, and they're big in Orlando. Just from looking at their YouTube channels, that's what the most subscribers look like there in those locations. They sometimes will do unity camps with Sakari. So I don't know if they came out of Sakari or GMS, but they're very similar to that type of, they have that type of environment, with their camps. They'll come out with the staffs, and they're very militant, and disrespectful and aggressive. And they don't, they're just not about any peace, even as you'll see in the videos. But I know from what I'm hearing, it's the same. They use the 12 tribes chart. They use a lot of the slavery. You're gonna get payback for slavery. That's like the original sin for them. So God is very mad about that. But that doesn't mean that they're opposed to slavery. Even though they'll talk about how much they hate slavery, but they always come back with, well, that's why the Lord's going to put you in slavery.
Yeah, so
captivity.
I'm glad you pointed that out, because what it shows is, San Miguel for the Christian, when it comes to ethics and philosophical issues, we would say that morality is based upon the character of God. Now, we understand that if somebody if someone's a Buddhist, for example, they have a different structure they go about. If someone doesn't believe there's God, then they have to have a different ethical system they construct, and we have to have a conversation. But it's interesting for the Hebrew Israelites, who ostensibly would essentially be saying morality is based upon the character of God, act as if they have a problem with slavery, as if it's some kind of objective, there's something objective about it. That what I mean is it's objectively wrong. There's something morally objectionable about it based upon God's character. But really, like you already pointed out, when you look at it, they don't really have a problem with slavery. They just have a problem with the power dynamic. They think the order is wrong. So it's not really something wrong with slavery. It's just who's the one with the whip.
Right.
And exactly. So,
they don't so much condemn slavery when it's them doing it, So
Right.
yeah, exactly.
In fact, I mean, it's the main selling point of their eschatology. Christians talk about going to heaven and being with the Lord, and ultimately that's the city of heaven coming to earth. But Hebrew Israelites, you don't hear they talk about having a whip and whipping on people. You know, that's their best. That's their best thing that they're into.
You know what I'm saying? How you doing, brother? Got a couple minutes of the words of the Lord? All right, brother. You're an Israelite. Yeah, you is. Yes, you are.
Yes, you are.
And that's why you got to go to work, because you're an Israelite. That's right.
Hey, what is that about? That's why you got to go to work, because you're in Israel. I think he's saying it's proof you're enslaved. Don't you think that's what he's trying to say? That's why. And notice though, what's the one thing you need to know before you die? If I never see you again, nothing about. Yeah, nothing. Not even there's only one God. Nothing about read the Bible. Nothing about Jesus is Lord. It's you're an Israelite. And notice they didn't have a conversation with him. They didn't ask him who his father was. They're judging it based upon the way this man looks. I got to go to work. I don't got time. You're an Israelite. No, I'm not. This guy's funny, whoever he is. You're an Israelite. That's why you got to go to work. We just proved it to you.
We gotta find this guy.
Yeah. Hey, this guy. We got to call him the Jake who has to work.
And I remember me and Andrew, and we was kind of new, you know what I'm saying? And we read the whole book of Obadiah, and we was breaking it. Yeah, Edomite was just bawling, just sitting there crying. The kids start crying. I had two little Edomite kids, the husband, the wife, and the kid, they was just sitting there just crying.
What kind of grown man exalts in making children cry? I think that's the definition of like sociopath or something.
Yeah.
Who would be elated because they're making a child cry? Imagine how many levels of wrong you have to be excited because I remember that time I made a little child cry.
It was like for him, it was like oh man, you recount stories of the first time you made an Edomite cry. Like, man, you remember that time I was doing the faith?
Yeah, it is like that. It's like Christians when they sit around and do testimonials of like the first time they had answered prayer or the first time they saw someone come to the Lord or something like that, right? For Hebrew Israelites, it's like, I remember the first time I made a little white boy cry. Man, that day will live forever in my memory.
And another thing that's really disturbing is just how much they look forward to like killing someone. I mean, let's be real with what he's saying. He looks forward. It reminds me of you dealing with Sakari and the I forget his name, Captain or whatever his name is. Talked about slaying. He just wants one white man to pretty much sacrifice himself as a burnt offering, I guess. Like he's literally saying burnt offering.
And he says, I'll say thank you very much. You're a good white man as I slit your throat.
I need at least 200 million bodies that y'all are going to present as a sacrifice. Put yourself up as a sacrifice. And I'll say, you know what? You're a good white man as I cut your throat.
That's right.
That's a good white man right there. As I cut your throat.
Right, exactly. And so that attitude is very common amongst the Israelites, Black Hebrew Israelites. They have it in their heart to kill. And I just think that's something that needs to be pointing out.
And who K-Dub, does the Bible say, according to Jesus Christ, is a murderer from the beginning?
Hey, Satan, man. The devil and his children. Right. The children are like him, you know. They desire to murder.
Exactly right. As well. We are watching Watchmen for Israel in Orlando, Florida. We are now going to dub them the Hebrew Israelite camp that hits people with sticks, or we could call them the cult that hits people with sticks. Shout out to Keith and shout out to Nick. Here we go. And of course, special guest today, we got San Miguel and K-Dub. Here it comes.
Ain't none of y'all been in slavery. Ain't none of my people.
You going into slavery,
That's
man.
right.
Give me the book of Revelation 13 and 9. Give me Jeremiah 30 and 16, man. You a slave and you going into slavery.
Listen,
you damn devil. Read that.
He can
This
yell.
is Revelation chapter 13, verse 9.
Bring it out.
If any man has an ear, let him hear. He that leadeth.
Do you guys want to yell, or do you want to hear something from a white guy? They want to yell, bro.
Hey, this is kind of funny, man. The drunk guy is actually the more reasonable, calm, level-headed guy in the room. And the people who aren't on any drugs and are inebriated in any manner are like, it's funny.
It's like, remember Jeff Foxworthy? You know you're a redneck if you use your keys as a Q-tip in your ear, right? Something like that, right? With this, you know you're a one-wester if the drunk guy is more rational than you. You know, that's the way to know.
He that leadeth into captivity.
He
that leadeth into captivity.
He that leadeth into captivity, read.
Shall go into captivity.
This Edomite going?
Shall go into captivity.
This nasty red devil
Shall go into captivity.
This dragon going?
Shall go into captivity.
Going into slavery, read.
He that killeth with the sword
Read.
Must be killed with the sword.
You going to be killed with the sword.
Which one is it? You can't go into captivity and be killed with a sword unless they're saying you go into captivity, then you're killed with a sword. But that, notice the passage even is saying it's one or the other for each person.
Right.
And if you kill everyone with the sword, then how are you gonna have any slaves left, right?
All right. Isaiah 30. Verse 16.
Bring it out. Listen. No, stop.
30.
Listen, you get a chance. I get a chance. You get a chance. I get a chance.
Jeremiah 30, verse 16. No.
Was that the first time they pushed him? Did they push him just now?
He gave him like 2 little jabs with the stick.
Yeah,
He's so drunk he don't even realize he got jabbed with it.
Yeah, it seems like he's kind of taking it in stride, right?
Yeah, watch.
Here, let's rewind this. I wish I had a slow motion on this. So they're pointing at him with the stick. They're yelling at him again for a drunk guy. I mean, he's doing. Here you go.
Yeah, watch this.
Here you go, everyone. The cult that hits people with sticks. Oh,
Yeah.
you see that one?
Yeah.
He like almost knocked him off his balance.
He's unfazed though.
I know, that's what's funny about it. He's like, but don't you guys want to hear the white man's perspective? He's like, I can't leave until I give them the white man's perspective.
That's funny.
Gosh, he just doesn't understand. He's so surprised.
Why would y'all hit me?
Yeah, guys, I'm just here to give you the white man's perspective. Look, he's gearing up. You can see on the side there. Look, he's on.
Look at this.
He's got that try face. He's got that try face on. He knows what he's to do.
Oh yeah.
Oh, I got him. That probably felt a little. That probably hurt a little bit. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it did. That bamboo stick, man.
Yeah, it's like even when someone pokes you in the side real hard, it's kind of like, hey, that kind of hurt more than I thought, man. You know, this dude, he's like, oh. He's drunk though. That's a superpower right now.
Yeah, he's like fell into the cameraman.
2 cattle prodding him around.
He didn't feel that one.
I wonder if he keeps that stick when he's like chilling in his house or something. Does he put it in the trunk of his car and drive off?
Yeah, he's at all times. That's equivalent to a Second Amendment. So they call they'll say it's a staff. And I asked him about this one time, and I had the guy in Sakari say, Moses carried a staff, so why can't I?
Right. Yeah.
But it's like Moses didn't use his staff to put. He was old, man. He was like 120 at the end. It wasn't designed to push people around like a cattle prod. You know what I'm saying? Really, this is a way for them to have a weapon without it looking like them having a weapon. You know what I mean? That's what's up. That's why they pick it up in times of extenuating circumstances or when they think it's extenuating, COVID restrictions and all that.
Right. But if you guys don't listen, if you are really intelligent, shut up.
Shall be a sword.
You would listen. You would listen.
He just called him dumb.
You don't want to listen.
Get Isaiah 14.
Isaiah whatever. You don't want to listen. You know what?
We don't listen to white people no more. Get that off the block, man. Read that.
White people do not hate
White
anybody.
people are going to the...
Now, what? Now, this is where clearly the man is...
He can't speak for every white person that lives, man. Come on.
Clearly the man is drunk. Brother, I don't think... None of us hate anyone, man. What? We don't hate anybody.
Hey, that would have been hilarious if like the KKK like walked by and was like, "What?"
Yeah, and then you have the KKK fighting with this guy. White people. That's a new one for me. I've never heard the white races. Hey, man, we got that out of our system in the '60s. We're pure and driven ever since then. We don't hate anybody. Us white people are the most noble on all.
Not one of us.
No, not one. This dude is funny. It's like, wait, what about the residual? What about the leftover racism he spoke about earlier? Who's perpetuating that?
You're right.
I mean,
Like,
I don't want to make fun of the white guy.
For white people.
I try not to make fun of the drunk guy too much, but it's also funny what he's saying.
You're right.
But continuing on here.
Prepare slaughter.
Prepare
White
slaughter.
people
For
don't
his
hate
children.
anybody.
For his
Say
children.
that. White people
For his
don't
children.
For his what?
For his
Ooh.
children.
What is this?
For his children.
Yeah.
Wait, was that 2 or 1?
That was 2.
Oh yeah, let's go back.
This guy's been assaulted like 5 times.
Here, let's get a good look at this. We got to make a
Continual
compilation,
abuse.
huh?
It's continual abuse, man. I feel bad for this guy. This guy's chest must be like red and ribs.
Proof he's Esau because his chest is red.
Yeah, after y'all beat him.
Hey, well, these are the same guys who reveled in making children cry, so they're not gonna have a problem with pushing a drunk man around.
Off the block, man. Read that.
White people do not hate
White
anybody.
people are going into
White
slavery.
people don't
We
hate anybody.
You. We hate
White
you.
people don't hate
We
anybody.
hate
This is Isaiah chapter 14, verse 21. Prepare slaughter. Prepare slaughter for his children.
White people
For
don't
the
hate
iniquity.
anybody.
The congregation of white people have officially elected a drunk man in Orlando as their spokesperson, and we want to make sure the first thing they do is tell the Hebrewites we don't hate anybody. I think they got to fire this guy.
Article 1. We're not racist.
Article 1. We hate no one, but you are the problem.
White people
Prepare
don't
slaughter.
hate anybody.
Prepare slaughter.
White people
For
don't
his
hate
children.
anybody.
For his
Say
children.
that. White people
For his
don't
Push.
Ooh, man, 7.
That one almost went in his neck. If you see it in the camera, because you can't see it, almost hit him in the bottom of the neck. That would hurt right there. Ugh.
Even if you're drunk.
Children.
2. What's the center of that? What's that called right there? The sternum?
Yeah.
Right? That's
Right.
what it's called, right in the sternum?
That's 8, man. That's 8 times.
Oh, man. I mean, this is a comedy of errors. But all these videos with, like, these types of videos are usually like this.
For his children.
You are the children of the slave master.
For the iniquity of their fathers.
Anybody gonna do what?
For the iniquity of their fathers.
You gonna pay for the sins of
White
your
people
forefather,
do
man.
not hate.
Huh.
White people do not hate.
9 and verse 13.
He's got to come up with a new line.
Jacob have I love. Jacob have I love. Jacob have I love.
He's out here to preach the gospel of white love.
But Esau have I hated. But Esau have I hated.
Vote there. That's the cover image right there. Right in his little logo, too. What's he got on?
I don't know. Oh,
Oh!
I know that hurt. Look at
Oh,
him.
man.
He's almost out of pocket.
Oh, man. Yeah, that was like right there, his underarm, man. He said, shut up, man. You're the only one who's an aggressive person. The only one, bro.
Dude, leave.
Where have you been?
Only person
Get out
that's
of people's
aggressive.
face, man.
You know what?
Put you on
Because you
your
know
ass,
what? He
right?
can videotape me, and he can look in the eyes of all these people. On the eyes of all these people. And you know what?
Ain't
White
nothing you
people
can do,
are
man.
not the
You going
people
into
that hate.
slavery, man.
They're not the white people that hate. You can, hey, what's your name? What's your name?
Don't worry about it.
Oh,
Now,
exactly.
He said, what's your name? Massa.
Master.
He just said, what's your name? He said, don't worry about it, Massa. He said his name was, bro. What if this guy misunderstood him and straight up started calling him Massa from then on?
What's your name? You know what?
Hey, Maggie says he keeps going, someone needs to come get him. He needs to go to sleep. This is one of those situations where, like, whose white man is this? Somebody come get Uncle Jim.
Everybody want to hear me.
the Lord said a white
I
man
know
was going
that's
to
great.
build.
That's great that you can loud.
The Lord said the white man's going to build. What? This is dumb.
But Israelites are.
You want to be loud?
Throw down.
You be loud?
Throw down.
No. You want to be loud?
The border of wickedness.
Making his finger.
The border of wickedness.
You don't want to hear nothing. You don't want to hear nothing. What's your name?
And the people against. And the people against.
Oh. That was the hardest one, man.
He's getting pushed so fast, it's blurring the camera.
Hey, you touch me again, man. I'm gonna put you on your ass.
You touch me again?
You never touched him.
What? Again?
Again.
This is classic One West stuff. Hit someone with a stick about 6 times and then say, if you do it again. He's like, he did touch me. His chest hit my stick. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, the guy's so drunk he doesn't even realize the accusation just made against him.
Oh, and then he said 5. He said 5 times, so his counting's off now. Because he said 5 times last times, so he did. But look where that stick is, bro.
Oh, like up almost to the neck.
Yeah, that's in the esophagus. That's uncomfortable.
Like the clavicle bone or something.
Yeah, that's like when Denzel, when he got game, punched that kid in the side of his neck. Oh, that's like that. That's and I watched the dude in the orange is like, hey, I'm not gonna let the captain have all the fun. I need to join in. Because watch the dude in the orange. Watch him. Oh. Now, Hebrews alike can make the argument, because I put this clip on Instagram when San Miguel shared it. I gave him credit too. This guy was in their space. Da-da-da. In what way was Drunk Man invading the Orange Man space? So we're going to rewind that, and I want you to see that. This is just what they're about.
Fuck you too. No, fuck all you guys. I'm trying to be peaceful.
Just beat it, man. Go up the block.
You guys don't want to be peaceful. See, that's the difference. You don't want to be peaceful.
This is almost up to 10 times, I think.
It's closer to like 12, yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Fuck you too.
How is he still standing?
I know, he's doing good for a drunk guy. Hey, he pushed him so hard he dropped his Apocrypha. You guys see that?
He dropped the Bible, yeah.
Now,
real quick before you bring up your next point, man, this guy, he doesn't even know the dangerous situation he's in. Somebody kind of pointed out of the mob mentality, right? Like one guy gets a hit in and somebody else gets hit. Next thing you know, they're just like stomping and beating on this guy on the ground. Like he's in a very dangerous situation.
And notice how they surround you because they're on both sides.
Right.
Yeah, Daryl.
But not only did they do all this assaulting, they posted the video.
Yeah.
Yeah, isn't that crazy? And then said OPD, it shows up and is confounded.
No, the OPD didn't do good police work. Like, y'all be in jail.
Right.
We're going to show that in a second. But it's like this. People say get away with murder. Well, they don't get away with murder. Well, now, another Hebrews like in Florida did, though. Yahweh ben Yahweh. But they are getting away with assault. The guy in orange, right in about 10 seconds. Watch this. We didn't see this before.
You say so.
He seems like he's ready to do something.
Yeah, he does.
Because you say so.
Watch the guy in orange.
Because you say so. Because you say so. Because you say so. Because you say so.
Okay, he kind of swats.
Yeah, it's like a SWAT. That's a good description.
Exactly. You know what? You're not worthy. You're not worthy of all these gentlemen that are standing here. You're not worthy of all these guys.
It's funny how he's like polite and then he'll say F you in the next sentence. These gentlemen standing here. What he's saying is you're not worthy to have followers.
Yeah.
So he's actually making a good point. Yes, they're in a cult and they're being led astray. You are right about that. And it's funny though, this drunk guy, after being pushed with a stick about 12 times, is still calling them gentlemen. I mean, I don't know, man.
Peace on earth. What the Lord say?
Think not that I have come to say peace on earth.
We're not dealing with peace no more. You had your chance. That's over with, man. You going down, you devil. Read.
I came not to set peace, but a sword.
What a what?
But a sword.
For the white man?
But a sword.
A damn double-edged sword.
Ooh, he just acted like he was stabbing him. You see that?
Yeah, he did.
These dudes are murderous, man.
This is wicked.
This is murderous, man. Look, this damn double right in the spleen. Dude, man, it's weird. I can't even imagine thinking this way. Like, who fantasizes it? It's just...
You guys fighting over here and all?
No, there's no fight, man. He's a little drunk.
We told him 1,000 times to just go up the block. So nobody's fighting nobody. Okay. Y'all know us. We out here every week.
I know. That's why we're out here trying to figure out what's going on. Okay.
We told him about COVID, 6 feet in everybody's face.
All right. What was going on? Anything?
We doing the same thing y'all always see us doing. He came up drunk, screaming in everybody's face. Okay. We told him to back up.
Now, who's screaming really here?
Yeah, that's a lie.
I mean, we've seen the video.
Hey, they're right though. It wasn't a fight. It was a beatdown they gave that man.
Yeah, it was more like a gauntlet.
I got nothing. Yeah, nothing over here.
Nothing on this end. You guys got nothing on that end.
Okay.
If you want to talk civilly,
This dude's not even stitching him out, at least yet, because I know what's going to happen in the video in a second. He could be like, you know, these guys hit me in the sticks 12 times.
Right.
But he's like, I just want the cops to go away so I could continue this awesome conversation. Let's get back to the dialogue, brothers.
It was so good.
Yeah, everything's okay. Nothing to see here. Right, guys? Winking at him, you know.
white flag, it ain't nothing.
They're trying to. I love their white black. It ain't nothing.
And what do you want me to do? What do you want me to do?
I asked you about it. You said that nobody put hands on anybody else.
Exactly.
Ah, look at that. The cop said,
Hey,
wait a second ago, you said nobody put. But the cop called him out because before prior he was like, no one touched anyone, and now he's telling on him, so he's changing the story. But the weird thing is, these guys are willing to lie because they're like, oh, see, he said it, like they know what happened, but they're like that's the true version, the first drunk version before he did snitch on him.
All right, you want to press charge?
Esau, look at out of the whole video, this is the one title thing they decided to put on.
The actual thing he's telling the truth on.
Esau is double-minded and confounded. Hold on.
Esau
is double-minded and confounded.
They got the video. They act like they didn't just play the whole video of them doing it.
Yeah, they're saying Esau can't make up his mind. Did we hit him or did we not?
Yeah, I'm getting all of it.
Yeah, you are.
He said nothing happened. Now you hit him with the stick.
It just shows you how much of liars these guys are, though, too. Wait, I want you to hear what they're quoting, everybody, because this is the verse Hebrew Israelites use when they suck up the cops when they come around, because Hebrew Israelites have a thing about lying, that it's okay in front of public officials to avoid jail. I kid you not. That's how they say. They say Paul was doing that, at the end of the book of Acts, in Acts chapter 27, I think verse 16 or whatever. This is what's going on. So I want you to understand why they're quoting what they're quoting. They're saying, "Oh, the cops are here. We agree with adversary quickly. You get taken off the jail."
Agree with thine adversaries quickly.
The Lord told us sometimes you got to use wisdom. They're saying that's why we're playing with the cops. It's funny they equate using wisdom with lying to the cops. I think OJ knew that.
Death to America. 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 Death to America.
Hold on.
He's got this ram's horn.
Does anyone see the insanity of this video? The cops show up after they push the dude a bunch of times, and then they chant in front of the cops numerous times, "Death to America," and the cops are like, "Let me thank those guys for doing a great job." And now here comes the. They always sound like they're drunk when they play it. Someone needs to give them some shofar lessons.
Rocket your Howard. Rocket your shot. Rocket your Howard. Rocket your shot. Shalak. Rayam. What? Ainash. What? Haragi. What? Mishpani. What? Gador. What? Ow. Kor. Adawani. What? Kawaya. What? Ayap, you know it. Baba Kashab. Shalak. Ash. Ba. Shim. Bayab. Baba Kashab. Shabar. What? Abad. Ayap, you know it. Baba Kashab. Shabar. Ha. Makai. Shur. Ha. Ayap, ya. Baba Kashab. Sir. Ma. Kayal. Ba. La. Masapai. The water. water, the water, the water, the water.
I thought they were about to go into a hymn.
Oh, did you guys hear the liturgy at the end? Amen. Did you guys hear that? We gotta play that one more time. Just that little part. They go, Amen.
You know, Baba Kasha,
You hear the shofar in the background, the horn?
Baba Kasha, Baba Kasha, Baba Kasha, Baba Kasha, the water.
Amen.
The only English in there was Amen.
Amen. All right, San Miguel, we got to wind this show down. We'll let you have some final words, bro. What are you going to say? We just reviewed this video of Watchmen for Israel of Orlando, Florida, a.k.a. the cult that hits people with sticks.
Yeah, I mean, this was just there's a lot of comedy to it. So yeah, I enjoyed that a lot. I appreciate, thank you for having me. I'll say that, it's just funny how right there they're praising their God for, allowing them to lie. They say you got to be, as wise as a serpent and all that, which means you can lie, right? Like you were saying, you can lie to cops. If just to get away with something, and if you get away with it, that's the Lord. If you get caught, you're being oppressed. So there's no in between. It's it's always an extreme position with them.
Mm-hmm.
But they're allowed to get away with assault and post the evidence on YouTube. It's crazy.
Facts. Thanks for bringing out this video, drawing our attention to it. And keep track of these guys. We'll do some more stuff on them. Final words from Kdub.
Yeah, man. This stuff is clearly a cult. They're not even ashamed of their lies, their assaults, just right in the open. This, it's one thing to hide the evil you do because you're ashamed, but they're just out in the open. They're filming it, putting it out so everybody can see, clearly lying to everybody and showing it for the world to see, to show how much of a cult this is. And so this is very dangerous, and hopefully this video demonstrated why you need to stay away.